What's up, everyone? Julia here.
And Trent.
And we've just come from a special screening of Lego Movie 2, the second part.
The second part, the sequel to the fantastic, or awesome...
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Lego Movie Part 1, which aired a couple of years ago. Then we've had Lego Batman. So is this on par with the awesomeness of those movies? Stay tuned to find out. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. Click the little notification button so you get notified of all of our videos. And check out our channel. Give us a thumbs up. Follow our handles at Fortress Nerds. And as always...
Welcome
to the Fortress. Okay, so the Lego Movie Part 2 takes place immediately following the conclusion of the first movie, but then we have a time jump of 5 years after the Star System have decimated the Lego Bricksburg and has turned it into a Mad Max-like apocalyptic town, and it's fantastic fun. And we see Emmett, played by Chris Pratt, not adapting to his environment, still thinking everything is awesome when everyone is just miserable and down and wanting to kill everyone. We have sweet General Mayhem from the Star System come to kind of bridge the two worlds by taking 5 people back to the Star System for a wedding ceremony that is supposedly going to bring on Mamageddon.
I love all their little kind of words that are like wordplay. So Mamageddon and the Star System. It's just so funny because you have to kind of sometimes think about what actually is happening. So it's kind of good.
It is kind of good. The plot is relatively thin.
Yes.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, and they do have a lot of swerves and a lot of actually, it's surprising how many swerves there are in it, considering it's a kids' film and kids won't be able to keep up. Like, we had some kids in the screening and they had no idea what was going on. So it's kind of like they're marketing this kind of movie for an older generation that's grown up with Lego, which kind of we see as the main message behind the movie, especially when the humans come into it. They've grown up 5 years since when we last saw them, and Lord Business, which Will Ferrell has possibly the easiest role
ever.
It's an off-screen role where he's just yelling at the screen. We get to see that kind of play, so don't think too much about the plot. We do get some swerves, but ultimately it's just more fun than being deep.
It's a fun movie. It has its little deep messages, like just the main overall message of connectedness and working together.
Be together.
As Lego
does.
Peace, love and cooperation.
Yes.
But apart from that, it's just, there's so many different little segues and little like Easter eggs that you just sit in there laughing the whole time.
So many. It's so fun. It's like, a funny movie.
Probably one of my most favourite parts is Batman.
Yes, Will Arnett.
Will Arnett as Batman really did the kind of step up for this movie.
He's back. I was worried because in the Lego Movie Part 1, Batman felt overplayed.
Yes.
And whilst he was he was definitely the star for me in this movie as well. He was overplayed, but it didn't feel like he was overplayed. Everything connected with him smoothly. It wasn't him trying to fit in. They built it around Batman quite well, while still having Emmett and Lucy as the main characters. Yeah. What I would argue is that the other supporting characters, such as Metalbeard and all those ones, maybe change it up. Metalbeard, Nick Offerman's Metalbeard felt really flat. A lot of the jokes they did from the first one with that core group fell flat, especially with the spaceship. Yeah. The old-timey 80s spaceship guy, Benny. And it just felt played out. It would have been better if they were kind of either changed characters or roles from the first one. I mean, they had so many different Lego properties. They included the Justice League, which had a really good Jason Momoa cameo.
Yes, as Aquaman. So literally, as literally him just going, woo! Tahoo! Tahoo!
So they could have done that, but it made sense because they were the closest ones in the film in the first movie, but it felt kind of flat to me. And we kept getting this kind of character progression of they're going to be brainwashed by the Star System and all that. It just, that part didn't really blend well with the rest of the story for me.
I agree.
And it was when those parts were happening that it started to feel really long-winded.
Yes.
So what I would say is, if you take that out, it's on par with the first one.
Yeah.
But it's just those little moments where it did feel like, and it got to the point where the human element started coming into it a lot more.
Yes.
It started to really drag on.
Yeah.
Which once again is where I don't think children
picked up on it,
would pick up or would have their attention stay.
Yeah, I agree.
In terms of voice cast, even though there were those flaws with the characters,
Phenomenal voice cast. So you did have special cameos as well throughout this whole thing. So you did have Jason Momoa coming in as Aquaman. We did have Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, but let's just quickly skip over that.
Yes. You had Kobe Smulders as Wonder Woman. You had so many different people. Charlie Day as Benny is fun. You had actually Elizabeth Banks back as Lucy. She did really well. She's a really good character. She's a solid actress and a really good voice actor. Will Arnett as Bruce. Chris Pratt playing Emmett, which is all happy and go lucky,
and then
playing the polar opposite
of
Rex Danger Vest. Raptor Trainer.
It was just so funny, and just the whole segues of him just going like, oh, by the way, I haven't told you much of my backstory.
That's deliberate. I'm not telling you my backstory. But anyway, it was a dark time long ago.
So long ago.
It was fun. Yeah. And I could just imagine Chris Pratt in a voice booth just talking to himself.
Just going like this and then going like this and having that split personality.
Yeah, definitely. But the amazing voice cast. You had Queen Whatever Wannabe, who was poised as the main villain, this transformation kind of Lego brick in the Sistar system, who's going to get married to Batman. Who doesn't get married. She did really, really well. Who is she voiced by? She was voiced by Tiffany Haddish and did a really good job. What I was really worried about were the musical numbers.
Yeah, I didn't realise there was going to be so much music in this, but the songs were fantastic.
Yeah, they were so good. Original songs especially.
The duo between Princess Whatever You Want It to Be.
Whatever You Wanna Be.
Whatever You Wanna Be. And Batman. Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Gotham City Boys.
Gotham City Boys.
And then you had her introducing herself as in a villainous monologue where she's like, it's starting to sound pretty villainous, and it's just like, I'm unevil, I'm unmurderous, I'm unsuspicious, and she's like, you're just throwing inside of all these sinister words that you clearly are. Really good. I like it a lot. Rosa Benitez. Stephanie Beatriz. Rosa Diaz. Stephanie Beatriz. She was not really prominent as much in the movie as I thought, as the general suite.
When they took off the voice modulator, the character kind of... it was a lot more, especially with her voice and her voice acting, but with the voice modulator on, it was kind of just a little bit flat.
Yeah, but overall, fantastic voice cast, fantastic work, a lot of expression, and the songs were fantastic. Next, the animation.
Oh, it was flawless.
It's absolutely fantastic, and there was a really good blend between the actual Lego world and the CGI, which majority of it is CGI, but you had some really fun transitions where they deliberately made it look like it was homemade stuff, where there's a spaceship going just on a piece of string going across the screen.
What I really liked about it as well is like when they get into that brick building mode, they pick up the codes of the bricks as well, and it like comes up and the brick is highlighted. It says like 23111156.
Yeah, I
really enjoyed that aspect to it as well.
It shows that there's so much passion from Mike Mitchell in this, because you get to see all the details on the bricks. Like I was watching a behind the scenes featurette. They deliberately took screenshots and captures of Lego bricks that have thumb smudges and paint defects and all that.
Yes, I noticed that on the kitty. She actually has a thumb smudge on her face.
Yes, and they did that deliberately to try and make it realistic, even though it's all CGI.
Yeah.
So to get that hyper level detail, it shows you just how much you need to appreciate going in. Like when the glass shatters on buildings, comes out.
So cool.
It's just so well done, and so much meticulous time has been taken in this that even though it's probably not going to win awards, you should stop and think animation really needs to be recognised as the future, because it can do so much more than live action can do.
Well, think about how much animation is now in live action to begin with.
Yes.
So to suspend belief, especially for this in particular, it was great, because you didn't feel like you were watching too much of an animation. It didn't feel clunky. It was very streamlined. Of course, it's Lego, so it's a little bit clunky. It's a little bit square.
Yes.
But it was great.
But that's the joy of it. It's fun.
It's the joy, yeah.
But
if you go into a Lego movie and don't get Lego, you're going to be a bit disappointed.
But yeah, there were so many pop culture references that weren't outdated.
Yes.
There was some from the 90s. Some it all played to different eras of Lego. Like you had Rex Dangervest's introduction. That's such a 90s action figure cartoon.
Yeah.
Kind of a Raptor Trainer.
And
Flex Armstrong.
And very much kind of like Lego City.
Yes.
Yes. And then you kind of had like the Duplo still in there with the we Duplo.
Yeah. You had the cute things. You had Batman making reference that he's always got 3 movies in development. It's just so much fun. So many different pop culture references.
Oh no, the Justice League is left, and we're left with just Original Aquaman.
Original Aquaman. Ugh. But it's just so fun. It's great fun for adults in particular who've grown up with the product and who've grown up with all the pop culture references.
Yes.
I think the children might struggle, like the younger kids under 10 or 12 may struggle with attention.
I think a lot of it's going to go over their heads.
Yes. But it is visually stunning. Once it gets past that first third of the movie,
Yeah.
once they go into the Sistar system and the plot really starts to come along, Emmett starts to get some character development, that's when it really picks up and I was really engaged. That first probably 20 minutes...
It was a little bit of a struggle.
It was a struggle and very bland for me. This movie overall, I don't think it had the same heart as the Lego Movie 1, but it tried very, very hard.
It got pretty close.
Yeah, so I would probably give it a 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because it did feel very long. I was enjoying it, but there were just some things that didn't flow well, and some tired jokes. But overall, it was a very fantastic, solid movie that I still want to see more of, obviously.
Yes.
Because I love it.
I'd definitely give it a 7 as well. There were the human element when it came in. I didn't particularly enjoy that. I kind of just wanted more Lego.
Yes.
Enjoyed the character development, but again, yeah, some of the jokes did wear a little thin, but it was still really great. And I still loved every moment of it.
It just goes to show you don't need the human element because Lego Ninjago and Lego Batman didn't have that.
Exactly.
So you don't need to have it. You can have it as a fake world, even though it does serve its purpose.
It does serve its purpose, but more
just
Lego.
did too much. And more Noel Fielding as a glitter vampire.
Yes.
He's
oh
fantastic.
my god, that was fantastic.
We're an unassuming glitter race of vampires. We don't eat people. We just shine. He was fantastic.
We try to
so
find
good.
the best in people while I still want to be with you.
So good. And
So great.
I love this movie. But yeah, tell us your thoughts on the Lego Movie Part 2, the second coming, or the second part, whatever.
The second part.
Whatever it was called. Lego Movie 2. In the comments below, subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts. We love talking to you guys, regardless of whether you have the same opinion or different opinion. And check out our other videos. Yeah. And as always,
You're watching
The Fortress.
Everything is a fun. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.